Hey, I'm Jamie McWhorter, still serving member of the Canadian Armed Forces, author of 2 books, Soldier's Tale, Soldier Returns, and founder of PTSD Buddies. It wasn't until I had to get a wisdom tooth taken out that I ended up having no choice. Quick story, when I got the wisdom tooth taken out, they asked me, do you want the Novocaine needle or to be put under? Never been put under before, Jonathan, so I said, let's do that. That sounds awesome. Not thinking, you haven't slept in forever, you have nightmares all the time, probably not a good idea. So as soon as they put me under, I went right into a nightmare. So bad that she could hear me in the waiting room yelling in my sleep as I was put out. And being a Newfoundlander and almost like a Power Ranger, I got to talk with my hands. So I guess while I was out, I knocked the dentist's tray of tools down. I actually hit the dentist, so they tied my hands down. And I kind of woke up to the MPs, so I had no choice.
I can pretty much guess what you're going to say, but tell us about, how yours started, how your PTSD started.
The main one for me was when I was driving a refueler for the PBCLI. I was hit with a rocket, but that's not the bad one for me. You think that would be the bad one, yeah. Being in a refueler and getting hit. But for me, I was on a place called Camp Wilson. I was talking to her on the satellite phone. And as I'm talking to Vanessa, I got shot at by a Taliban with a RPG, rocket-propelled grenade. And it just missed my face, right? So I told her that I was watching a movie. She can tell you her version of this. And I hung up the phone. And long story short, they fired 6 rockets at my truck. Now during those 6 rockets, nobody could fire back because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And if we don't identify a target, we don't shoot back. We don't want to kill a civilian. Yeah. So I sat there and 6 rockets went over my truck. And during that time, I thought I was going to die, Jonathan. So what do you do when you think you're going to die, right? I picked up the satellite phone and I called my mother back in Newfoundland. And I still remember, man, she answered the phone, she knew it was me because every time I phoned from Afghanistan, it would say Hawaii on the caller ID. That's the wrong pile of sand. But she said, how are you doing and everything? I said, Mom, I don't want to talk. I just want to listen to your voice. And Dad picked up the other end too. There was 2 of them listening. Dad knew something was wrong. And I said, you tell everyone that I did my best over here. Yeah. And you tell everyone that I love them. And I hung up the phone and I waited to die. So, that always stuck in my head, just a conversation with your mom, Best way I can describe it to people is the way I described it to my children. And I looked at them and I said, Dad has PTSD, which means he can't control his emotions anymore. So he's going to get angry for no reason. He's going to get sad for no reason. And I let them know it's not their fault.
Hi, my name is Vanessa McWhorter. I'm the spouse of Jamie McWhorter. I'm also a mother of 2, and we live with him and deal with PTSD.
What is PTSD as far as you're concerned?
Oh my goodness, it's a roller coaster as far as I'm concerned. Every day is a new adventure. Some days are better than others. You kind of roll with the punches. You're flexible, you're compassionate, and you just try to deal the best that you can when it comes around.
How do you cope?
Well, no, we try to use some humor in our household. We do have our safety word, which does help in our household, which is turn up. And basically it allows that empowerment for whoever might be triggered or have, a chance where they can't talk or they just are frustrated. It gives them that empowerment to take a breather. Yeah. Right? We all know to kind of back off. We all know that they need some space and stuff. And then we come back and we address it when the time is appropriate. It's like I said, you got to be compassionate. You got to be, forgiving and stuff when it comes to these situations. You got to be a lot more bendable and flexible. For my own self-care, I go to Taekwondo with my kids. Yeah. Right? I exercise. I get out. I keep myself busy.
Don Hookie, retired military veteran. After 16 years, suffer from PTSD. Back in 98, the Swiss Air crash, I was a part of the recovery crew on HMCS Preserver at the time. We were what they called the floating morgue. So all the debris from the plane came on board and we sorted through it. It's pretty gruesome, actually. And then in 2006, we were on tour together in Afghanistan. Not being in control of your emotions and your feelings, and sometimes that losing control. Sometimes you also have that fear of how it's affecting others, especially your family members. I'm on that much medication that I'm surprised I function daily. My wife tells me about my nightmares. My kids tell me about my nightmares. I wake them up in the middle of the night, screaming. I honestly don't know. I hit the bottle pretty hard when I came back from tour. So through discussions with my wife, I knew there was something definitely not right. But what was it? I don't know, so that's when I seeked help. I still have the nightmares. I still have panic attacks. Not as regularly as I used to, but I still have not as frequent. Mm-hmm. I would love to have a full night's sleep. I definitely would. Yeah. Hope is something that you try to look for through this. I got a real strong family with me. If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be here right now. I scared myself actually out of committing suicide once.
How did you do that?
I tried ODing on my pain meds.
So did I.
Did you?
Yep.
So did I, multiple times.
Wow.
Don't give up your hope. Your strength is in your hope and in your family. And your buddies around you. I go to OSIS as much as I can. I see the OSIS coordinator. He's a peer coordinator with the military. I think if I didn't have that, I'd probably be over the edge again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I exercise a lot now.
My name is Amanda Murphy. I'm a healthcare provider. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and I'm a proud member of PTSD Buddies. When I was about 12 years old, I started to notice that there was something different. I was getting sad for no reason. I didn't really want to be around people. So I was around then, but that went on for a while, and I didn't get diagnosed, unfortunately, till I was about 26. I had pushed my family away. I thought I was toxic, and I thought anyone that cared about me only did so because it was something they felt like they had to do, and that I was actually really, really hurting them. I pushed my friends away. I lost all interest in anything that I used to have interest in. I unfortunately became addicted to painkillers, and that greatly affected my job. So I lost my job because of that. I lost a relationship and I lost my independence. So I really hit rock bottom. We have nightmares when we're awake and we're asleep. Mm-hmm. When I'm asleep, a lot of times I'm being attacked. Some people call it the old hag. I have that on a regular basis. Even with medication, there's times I'll wake up literally trying to climb the walls or, trying to defend myself in some way. In the daytime, I'll have nightmares back to very vivid, being back in the situations of being assaulted. And I'm not here anymore. I'm right back to there. I can see, I can hear, I can smell. Everything is right back. So really, I guess what my worst nightmare is probably the PTSD itself.
Yeah.
Because you get trapped in the past, and sometimes you can't bring yourself back out of it, and it can really devastate your entire life. I always felt like I was a piece of dirt. It felt like I didn't really deserve to recover. But once I reached rock bottom, I had a choice. It was either I die or I learn how to pull myself out of the hole and I learn to live. And I chose that option. And what keeps me going every single day is that if someone can see where I've been and see how far I've come, that maybe they'll find the strength to hold on to. That maybe they'll hold on long enough to find a hope that will carry them through their illness.